Hello and welcome to another Tabletop Games Blog Saturday review.
As the green candlelight flickered lower and lower, a group of tireless paranormal researchers who had gathered around a reconstructed ritual circle were casting ancient manuscripts into the flames. Whispers rose with the smoke, and strange omens shimmered where the veil between reality and the land of the ancient ones had thinned. They knew the risks. They knew they were slowly losing their minds, yet they pressed on, drawn to a truth that lurked beyond comprehension. They were prepared to pay the ultimate price to join the exclusive
Club of Cthulhu by Shi Chen from Play With Us Design with art by Kejing Chang. Welcome to another ominous game from the wonderful Taiwanese publishing team that is Play With Us Design. After Halloween, the latest release, Club of Cthulhu, is also set in maybe a slightly darker world. While the former was about Death School, the latter deals with the dark world of mythical beings and magical incantations that will eventually make people lose their minds. But fear not. Technically speaking, both are abstract strategy games. In Club of Cthulhu, you're trying to collect sets of cards that come in 5 different colors, discarding cards from your tableau and drafting new ones from 5 different decks. So, no, there isn't really anything scary here. You're not actually devoting time to the ancient ones. You don't risk losing your mind. And then again, maybe you do. The way Club of Cthulhu has managed to intricately weave themes from H.P. Lovecraft's famous mythos into its mechanisms means that the game is hard to imagine with a different setting. First of all, everything comes in 5s. The cards come in 5 colors, which represent 5 ancient ones. Green is for Cthulhu himself, a deep-sea creature that, according to the rulebook, loves cooking and executes their commands with pinpoint precision. Red is for Shub Niggurath, aka Meow Meow, a cosmic foodie who devours everything from grass to cake, as the rulebook puts it. Yellow is for the King in Yellow, who relies on inspiration and poses an extra risk to your sanity. Blue is Nyarla Thoptap, or Kola in the game, a mind-wandering messenger with a dual personality. Finally, purple represents Idahaila, who is known as Lala in the game, and who is an evil god who is always ready to take selfies, even using the altar as a photo studio apparently. Then there is a summoning circle with its 5 points. In the game it is printed on a lovely delicate black cloth that you place in the middle of the table between all players. On it you place the cards separated into 5 decks. The cards themselves have a candle printed on the backs, making it look like there are 5 candles at each corner of the pentagon. Not only that, during the game you place one of your cards on one of the decks at the end of one of the central star's points, then draw the top card of the 2 decks that are at the other end of the point. Already, Club of Cthulhu has cleverly integrated the pentagon as a drafting mechanism. Another way the game incorporates Lovecraftian themes is through Push Your Luck. Every time you return a card to the summoning circle, you draw 2 new cards that you initially keep to one side. After you've decided which of the 2 cards' power, which is based on its color, to use, you now have to decide if you want to discard another card from your tableau and draw 2 more from the decks. The problem is, as you draw more cards, you risk losing a part of your mind. If 3 or more of the drawn cards are the same color, the relevant ancient one blesses you, which means you no longer score that color at the end of the game. It also means your turn is over. On the other hand, being blessed by a god means its respective color's power is now enhanced for you. Pushing for more cards also means you stand to get more points. Yet, as soon as you've been blessed 5 times, the game is over and you won't score anything. You have to decide if the risk warrants the reward. There's one more important twist in Club of Cthulhu. The cards returned to the pentagon are placed on top of one of the decks face up, so you or another player will know what they will draw. They can see the options open to them. That means you're not drawing completely without any idea of what you'll get. It's not all down to luck. The way that works reminds me very much of Sea Salt and Paper, but while there are only 2 discard decks in that game, in Club of Cthulhu you have 5. There's one more thing. How the colours score at the end is decided by a scoring table. There are 5 different sets that come with the game, so you can change it up. The scores on these tables seem a bit weird. For example, it is possible that a single yellow card will give you minus 10 points, 2 yellows 0 points, 3 convert to minus 5 points, 4 to plus 5, and so on. Sometimes you might intentionally want to be blessed by Cthulhu, the yellow god, so that you don't score negative points at the end. That's where Club of Cthulhu suddenly switches back into more of an abstract card drafting set collection game again. As you play, you need to keep an eye on what cards other players have. You also need to keep an eye on the scoring table to work out if it's worth you discarding a certain colour and end up with a higher score, or whether you should just keep collecting more of that colour. After all, if the other players notice that you're dumping a certain colour, they might decide to collect that colour instead to earn more points. Club of Cthulhu is a game for people who enjoy Sea Salt and Paper. It's also for people who love the Cthulhu mythos, of course. The components are really wonderful and the art keeps everything light and family friendly. The game plays pretty quickly, making it an ideal game for when you don't have much time. It doesn't take up too much space either, neither on the table nor when packed away, as it comes in a relatively small box. It also looks wonderful on the table, especially with the lights turned down. So, why don't you try to summon the Ancient Ones?
Thank you for listening to this Tabletop Games Blog's Saturday Review podcast. Please check the description below for links mentioned in this episode, as well as to the written version of this article on the blog. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, give us some stars or leave a review. Please also tell your friends about me, and if you want to offer financial support, check out my Patreon and Ko-fi pages, links to which you'll find in the blog at tabletopgamesblog.com. So thank you again for listening, and I hope to see you again soon.
This podcast was made possible by the generous help of my supporters. Royal Patron Sean Newman, Magic Champion John Risley, Castle Guards David Miller and James Naylor, Dice Masters Alex Bardi, Paul Grogan and Robin Kay, and Shining Lights Jacob Davis, Gavin Jones, Sarah Reed and Richard Simpson.